Think you need to spend hours a day reading... Blah! Think you need to spend hours a day reading big fat novels to improve your English? Of course not. In just 5 minutes a day, you can make huge progress. Today, I'm going to show you why short stories are one of the most powerful, underrated tools for learning English. They're fun, fast to finish, and full of real, natural English that you can actually use in everyday life. In this video, we're going to cover 3 things. First, why short stories work so well for improving your English. Second, how to use them to build your vocabulary and fluency quickly. And finally, where to find great short stories that match your English level. So if you've ever struggled to stay consistent with reading to improve your English, this video's for you. So why are short stories so perfect for English learners? Well, they're short and motivating. Some are so short, you can actually finish one in a few minutes, which gives you an instant feeling of achievement, which can help you stay consistent in your learning routine. Second, short stories are full of real, natural English. They've got everyday expressions, idioms, and conversations. The kind of English you actually hear and use in real life. And because they usually focus on just one main event or situation, and they don't have too many characters, they're much easier to follow than longer novels. Third, they're fantastic for improving your comprehension and fluency. When you read a whole story, you naturally see how grammar and vocabulary work together in context, without the stress of memorizing rules. The more you read, the more natural English will start to feel. And finally, short stories are memorable. They've got twists, funny moments, and emotional struggles that stick in your mind, and that means the language sticks too. You not only remember the story, but also the words and expressions that brought that story to life. Now let's talk about how to actually use short stories to improve your English fast. Step 1, choose the right story for your level. A good rule is if there's only one new word you don't know every 3 to 5 sentences, then it's a good choice. And don't worry if it feels too easy. Your fluency grows when you aren't struggling through every sentence. Step 2, read it once just for enjoyment. The first time, focus on the story itself, the big picture. What's happening, who the characters are, and what surprises you. Don't stop to look up every word you don't know. Let your brain get used to the writer's natural rhythm and flow of English. Step 3, most of my students hate to hear this, but it's really good advice. Read it again. This time for learning. On your second read, start noticing useful phrases, vocabulary, or expressions. Highlight them, find their definitions, and write down the ones you think are worth remembering. We'll get back to those later. Step 4, summarize or discuss the story. After reading a section, try retelling it out loud or write a short summary. For example, you could say, "Today I read a short story about a town that has a lottery every year. But the winner of the lottery doesn't win any money. Instead, that person is killed." Explaining the story in your own words helps you practice speaking or writing, and it forces your brain to organize what you've just read. And finally, step 5, review your vocabulary. Go back to your notes once a week. Make flashcards, make sentences using those words, and find related vocabulary. You can also use tools like ChatGPT to make your own vocabulary quizzes to help check for understanding. This will help move new vocabulary from short-term memory into long-term memory. So with these steps, we have a short, simple way to check your understanding, build vocabulary, and practice expressing ideas in your own words to turn reading into active learning. So where can you actually find great short stories to read? There are tons of free and easy-to-use resources online. For example, the British Council's Learn English Story Zone and VOA's American Stories for English Learners both have short, level-appropriate texts with audio, so you can read and listen at the same time. You can also check out Lingua Press and ESL Fast, which have tons of very short stories organized by level. If you prefer physical books, something you can hold, I highly recommend the graded readers in the Oxford Bookworms and Penguin Readers series. Both are organized into different difficulty levels, and they have a little something for everyone, no matter what your interests. And don't forget about short stories on YouTube. Most of these videos have a recording of the story and the text on the screen. You can pause the video and read at your own speed, or play the video to listen to 1 or 2 sentences and then pause it and shadow, which means to repeat the sentence after you hear it. Listening while reading is an excellent way to improve your pronunciation. As you do this, you'll start noticing how words are pronounced, stressed, and connected naturally in real English. How can you make reading short stories a daily habit? Try to keep it short and consistent. You don't need an hour. Only 5 minutes a day will make a real difference. Try reading 5 minutes before bed, while you're on the bus, during your lunch break, or any time you would normally just be sitting around and scrolling on your phone. You can even challenge yourself to a reading streak. See how many days in a row you can read for 5 to 10 minutes. This is a great way to stay motivated. And to keep track of your progress, you can start a mini reading log in a notebook. Write down the titles of the stories you finished, your favorite quotes, useful vocabulary, or a short summary of what each story was about. Seeing your progress grow and how much you've accomplished is an outstanding confidence booster. Short stories are a great way to naturally improve your English because they're short, memorable, and they easily fit into your daily schedule, no matter how busy you are. Here's a challenge to you. Pick one short story this week, read it, and tell me in the comments what it's about and what useful vocabulary words you found along the way. And if you found this video helpful, hit those outstanding like and subscribe buttons. See you in the future.